Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm here to talk about Conclave. Um, I think I'm just gonna do for my movie reviews, and I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna sort of talk about it, and then go through some letterboxed reviews, and just kind of see what people out or what other people tend to think about certain films. So Conclave, it's I guess the plot is pretty straightforward. A the dean of the Cardinals is in charge of basically he's organizing, making sure that the next pope gets picked, and that's what this movie sort of follows. But there's, I guess, a lot more to it than just that sort of straightforward plot. So the number one thing about this film, and don't get me wrong, the acting is good, all that stuff, but the absolute best thing about this film, I think, is the set design. Now, granted, it is supposed to be in Rome, so you could say it's sort of cheating that, the architecture it's already there, some of it, so the sets aren't really made, but I mean, I'm sure some of those things were sets. So you got to give them that. And I don't know if I'm just being biased because I enjoy the look of marble being anywhere, really, except for I feel like marble walls only really work if you have a shower that has marble walls. Otherwise, it becomes very clinical and sort of sterile and clean feeling, like a hospital, and that's when it gets to feel very cold as well. And so that's really the only time that marble for me doesn't work, but it worked in this film because I feel like especially the living quarters, the long hallway with all the apartment doors or dorm doors, I don't know what they call their living area, but the living quarter hallway, I enjoy the look of that a lot because, like I said, marble makes things feel cold if you put it everywhere, and it's a good spot being a long corridor to make it feel very cold. The acting in this film, I would say, is top tier. Um, Ray Fiennes, I mean, come on. I feel like, honestly, I'm sort of teetering like he I wouldn't doubt, like, if I heard he's nominated um, for actor in a leading role, I won't be surprised because his performance, I feel like, could be Oscar worthy, in my opinion. John Lithgow, Stanley Tucci, I mean, incredible cast of characters. And one of the surprising things about this film, and I guess some people wouldn't, I guess, get surprised by it, but it's rated PG. And I like that a lot. There's no blood in this film, like at all. There's no swearing whatsoever. But like I said, it makes sense because they are cardinals. They're a part of the church. And so, swearing for them, it doesn't make sense. And I feel like people might get sort of a disconnect because they're like, well, I'm sure they still do swear, but you'd be surprised when you just imagine living in that environment and you're around these people. Like, you don't want to be the one guy that is constantly swearing like a sailor in front of these people, but also it's a sign of respect, and eventually you just get used to it, and not having to swear because other people aren't doing it. So there's no need for it. Okay. But yeah, overall, I mean, I give it a 4 out of 5 for sure. Um, I'm trying to think if there's any flaws that I can think of in this film because, hold on, I'm just pulling up my notes here really quick. Okay, yeah, I had no like bad things to always say in my notes as well. It also has some humor here and there, which I enjoyed a lot. Let's see here. The opening is pretty powerful too. I enjoyed the opening to this film. And I also wrote that early on already. I can tell the script is excellent. Yeah, so uh, could get nominated for screenwriting as well. Okay, let's kind of take a look at some of these reviews. As a raised Catholic who's been to the Vatican City, I always had a very different idea of cardinals. It was fun to watch cardinals vape. Isabel Rossellini is okay. Yeah. Oh, and I have to get out of F11 as well. I'm just trying to see if people. Okay, this person gave 4.5 stars. Definitely one of my favorites of the year. This person watched this movie within a month. Looks like they watched it when it came out, and then again pretty recently, less than a month after, about 3 weeks after, they watched it again. And if you guys don't know, it's on Peacock right now. I believe it's like exclusively on Peacock. Alrighty, read review. An astounding, powerful masterpiece, speechless beyond infinity of what I have just seen. Just incredible, a sheer triumph of a film. Um, I would say it's powerful for sure. Masterpiece, honestly, we'd have to wait and see, if I'm not mistaken, because like calling it a masterpiece, I feel like that's a little you're jumping the gun. We got a 5 star right here. Fucking fabulous. That's all they wrote. But yeah, this film, I mean, so the reason why I watched this film was typically at the end of every year, the past, I don't know, maybe decade or so, I search up like best movies of, and then the year that I'm, in, or the previous year, if it's like a new year and everything like that. And so that's one of the reasons why I watched this film, was because I seen it on quite a few people's lists of the top films of 2024. And honestly, I suggest anybody who likes watching films do the same. Look up the best films, like when the calendar year turns over, and like you're a few days into January, like a weekend. Just look up the best movies of the previous year, and if there's any that you hadn't seen, give them a watch, because typically I also like doing that, because with the Oscars, I want to kind of familiarize myself with, especially the ones that get nominated for Best Picture. I always try and watch those, so I have an idea of, what they're talking about and what have you. But yeah, Conclave, I would, for me personally, I would say I wouldn't be surprised either way if it gets nominated for Best Picture or not, because it's one of those films where it can teeter in either direction, if that makes sense. Like, it's a really good film, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's just films that are just better, that sort of push it towards the bottom and push it out of the list altogether. But yeah, 4 out of 5 for sure. 4 is very good. Solid, solid, solid movie. Um, and yeah, just let me know in the comments if this is the kind of format you want me to see. It might seem kind of stale at times, but I'm just trying to pump these videos out at least once a day and just get this YouTube channel rolling, get the ball rolling and everything. All good. But yeah, like this video if you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.